Greetings and salutations, everyone, and I'd like to officially welcome you to this, our first town hall for the academic year 2020 to 2021. Today we'll be discussing some real issues that students are having, as well as we'll be focusing on some updates from the Office of the Campus Director, as well as the Campus Council. So we are indeed in unprecedented times, and the transition from physical to online learning has been somewhat smooth, I can say, and seamless, but we can't ever act as if there are not issues that we as students are facing, and that is why we would have called this town hall for us to speak on these issues today, right? In this session, we have different representatives from the Office of the Campus Director, as well as from the Campus Council. So joining, we have Dr. Patrick Prendergast, our Campus Director, Miss Shadeene Coote, Accounting Officer, Miss Sandra Stubbs, Librarian, Miss Indira Ajuda, Administrative Officer, Miss Krista Stennett, also an Administrative Officer, Miss Diane Bailey, the Manager of the Office of Student Services and Development, as well as a few campus counselors who will be monitoring the YouTube chat for your questions and concerns. So at this point, we'll be taking a 5-minute briefing from our campus director with some updates as to what is happening in his office and how is it that we as students can look forward to what the administrative side of things at the UWI Western Jamaica campus looks like. Dr. Prendergast?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Deshaun, and thanks to the team that's joining us, both from the administrative side and the student side. I really need to thank Deshaun, the campus chairperson for the council, for organizing. We have a commitment to have at least one student town hall per semester. COVID has taught us a lot. That's taught, you know, these days we talk a lot about pivoting and so on. We have been really just trying to see as best as possible how we can continue to build on our culture of success at this campus. So I really appreciate the fact that we can, you know, hold true to this promise that we have made to have the students engage with us on matters of import. As I said, I mean, COVID has taught us many, many lessons, but the one lesson I tend to hold on to coming out of this experience is something that the students have demonstrated quite well, and it's our resilience and our ability to overcome, not just on the academic side, not just on the administrative side, but also on the student side, and I would say especially on the student side. So in that regard, I really would, you know, like to, as we would say, thank everybody for holding on. We have put in place a student technology support fund, which allows for students who are in need of technological support to have access to not only the space, the physical space as we know it, but the physical instrument where that may be needed. And I want to take this time out to thank the many persons who have supported that initiative, particularly the Good Shepherd Foundation and the PJ Patterson Foundation out west. But they have really come on board along with the many others who have supported. We've also allowed for continued ability to study if students are having difficulty to come into the physical space. And as we say, once the COVID-19 precautions are followed, we don't have a problem. The plant, as we love to call it, is open. The campus is open as long as we can abide by the conditions set. And I would dare say that our students have been quite responsive and quite responsible in how they've been doing that. So I really want to say thank you very much for weathering this storm, and you continue to do well, and we know that you will continue to do well in this particular semester as we go towards the end of this academic year. So let me thank the administrative staff for all of their support that they have given to the campus and particularly to the students. I want to thank the members of the various faculties or lecturers or associates who have stayed with you in the online environment. All of us have had to make the adjustment, and I dare say we have made that adjustment quite well. I'm not saying that there aren't challenges, because that's also one of the reasons why we love to have these engagements, so we can speak about the challenges and find ways of overcoming. As I say, that's our buzzword. And of course, overcoming. And I want to take time out though, and those students who have been on the campus will see that it's not just that the lecturers are here and the administrative staff here, but the facilities team really have been doing a tremendous job in making sure that when you do come onto the campus, that you're comfortable and you're still able to sit in a space that you'd be, you know, you always felt as though you're feeling at home anyway. And I'm happy that the team has been able to ensure continuity where that is concerned. We are really and truly just committed to doing everything within our capacity to ensure you have a success-filled experience at WJC. You know, we always say this is a place for you to find your bold. And I think as an entire WJC family, we have demonstrated that we know what it means to find our bold. Graduation 2020 was a success. If that's something to go by, we can say that, you know, we're anticipating real interesting performances over this year, but we would have had basically the first set of students passing through at least half of their school year within the COVID-19 experience. And I would say that the success path and the culture of success that we so embrace at WJC, we really, really felt proud to see how that has manifested at the graduation 2020. And so I want to congratulate all those who had the opportunity to receive their awards this year. I want to also congratulate those who have copped several of the scholarships available within the MONA system, and certainly those who continue to benefit from the scholarships that are uniquely located at WJC. I just want to mention that, you know, we had 161 or so graduates of the WJC this year participating in graduation. And as usual, we have more females than males. The numbers seem to be widening, but at some point I'm sure we're still going to have to find a way to see how we can get the balance between male and female, but the ratio seems to be widening between females and males. At the graduate level, we had about 25 students, 25 graduates, and we just want to note that I think as a campus, the performance is really consistent with what we expect. Just about 10 or so % of our students copying first class honors, and just over 50% at the upper second class level. And that's quite good in the mix of things, and so I want to congratulate you. I'm aware of the challenges, but you and I know that when we work together, we'll overcome. And so I expect us to share the challenges, share the concerns, and of course, together see how best we can find the solutions to moving forward. I always enjoy working with the students. The students know that, and I'm really, really very much looking forward to not only you having a successful year, but also to us celebrating with you at the end of the year. Thanks again, Deshaun, and thanks you everybody for joining, and let's have dialogue.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prendergast, for your words. I think one thing that we can take from what you would have just said is that you admire the resilience of the students as well as your staff in the Office of the Campus Director. And we can look forward to improvements after today's session. As I said before, we are here to hear about the concerns that we have as students and to see how best is it that we can work on these. So at this point, we'll be taking the update from the Campus Council. That will be done by Vice President Alia Dixon as well as Secretary. So it will be done by Vice President Dixon.
Good afternoon, everyone. So the Campus Council would have made their initiatives more student-centered, and as such, more than ever, we would have placed the students at the fore of what it is that we do. All initiatives and plans would have been done in a way where students were reaping the direct benefits. At the Office of the Campus Chairperson, the I-PAST initiative was done, which assisted over 300 students who were having issues with a number of classes. The Vice President Services and Special Projects was able to assist students with tuition assistance, credit assistance, as well as care packages. Assisting students with care packages was one of the standout initiatives, as the council was able to render assistance to students all over the island, with persons coming from as far as Kingston. This semester, the portfolio will be focusing on increasing the assistance offered as well as integrating students through a week of events. The Office of the Council Secretary coordinated and hosted WJC's first Secretariat workshop. The workshop was for all the committee and club secretaries on campus in an effort to build the capacity of student leaders on the Western Jamaica campus. The External Affairs Chairperson oversaw initiatives such as the WJC Smiles, which is a suicide prevention campaign, and the PRO oversaw the year-long initiative, which is the mental health campaign. These were key initiatives, as we are of the belief that mental health is important and must be protected at all costs. Faculty representatives have also been playing an integral part in achieving the Council's vision as they continue to work assiduously in their advocacy efforts. The Faculty of Medical Sciences as well as the Faculty of Social Sciences representatives have also opened applications for tuition assistance for this semester. With regards to the Hall of Residence, the Shoplock Grant Initiative is still a success. There's also hall fee assistance, which is going to increase this semester. Additionally, the hall has secured sponsorships for 2 portable AC units. As a council, we have also realized that there is a need for us to be a guide to our students, and as such, we will be releasing our annual magazine, The Vanguard, by the end of next week. All in all, the Campus Council remains committed to serving our students, and we crave your support as we aim to achieve our vision of making this a great year, notwithstanding the onset of the COVID-19 virus. The motto of the Guild remains, together we can make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice President Dixon, who would have just given the update as to what is happening in the Campus Council and how is it that we're working to better assist you, the Guild of Students. So at this time, we'll now be taking the questions and answers. And just to reiterate that we have with us joining a number of members from the Office of the Campus Director as well as campus counselors. So we have Dr. Patrick Prendergast, who is our campus director. We have Miss Shadeene Coote, who is the accounting officer, Miss Indira Ajoda, who is an administrative officer, Miss Sandra Stubbs, librarian, Miss Krista Stennett, who is also an administrative officer, Miss Diane Bailey, who is the manager of the Office of Student Services and Development, and as I would have said before, a number of council members will be assisting. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and send those questions and or concerns in the YouTube chat, they will be read and an answer will be provided. All right, so as the campus council, we have a number of concerns as well from students, and we have noted a few questions, so we'll go ahead and ask those questions until it is that we are seeing questions coming in the chat. And the first question would have been from a student in the Faculty of Medical Sciences who would have stated that, you know, they are being threatened of being removed from classes as a result of not being in a particular shirt, which is the UWI shirt. So we are, as the campus council is asking, what is the way forward in, from the administrative side?
Thank you, Deshaun. Now, this was brought to us recently by your campus council. So, from my perspective, that's very new to me. So we have brought the matter to UWI, and we are currently in dialogue with them to understand what is really happening, because it may very well be miscommunications and misunderstanding, because technically students are usually allowed or are allowed in their classes unless it's a special occasion or something. So Deshaun, as I had promised you, we are working on that matter, and we will address that through UWI for you by next week. Well, I know they had some questions on registration as it related to some courses from Mona School of Business and Management, where students were unable to see their containers or were placed in different streams. That was brought on by a technical challenge, which is now addressed, so we should not have those challenges going forward for Mona School of Business and Management. There was also an issue with a Fountain 13 seminar. A day was changed, and the students did not realize that the change was done on SAS, so they did not see their classes, so that is also rectified. I'm aware that psychology courses also had some challenges. As far as I'm aware, those matters have been rectified. I'll take this opportunity to remind students, I circulated an email last week, I believe, or on Monday, about the use of the Kayako system and the online chat. I'm encouraging students to use the chat. You all have my email address, so if you're on the chat and you're not getting the support you desire, please let me know right away. But we encourage you to use live chat as well as to just email your queries and questions to WJC admin support. We aim to respond to you through those means. I also circulated the contact information on the various departments, as well as cell phone numbers where you can reach our staff members. So I'm encouraging you to use those facilities. For the students, I also circulated a code of conduct and etiquette. Though it was written in particular for Faculty of Social Sciences students, I did circulate it to the general campus population, noting that it is of use to everyone. So I encourage you to review that and to learn from that and to utilize that as best as possible. Let me give a quick update on health cards. There are a number of health cards outstanding. We got recently this week on Tuesday health cards from Mona, a number of them, so we are reviewing. I will send out a blast by tomorrow to advise students to use the Kayako system to check that your cards are here so that you can come in or arrange pickup. The cards that we got were for persons who had outstanding miscellaneous fees and paid miscellaneous fees up to November 14th. For most of the cards that are outstanding, it is because miscellaneous fees were paid after that. So if you're somebody who has not gotten a card after tomorrow or Monday, and you've paid up your miscellaneous fees, please let me know. Right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ajuda. There's another question in the chat, and I believe it is for you. So a student is asking why the drastic increase of the remark fee. It tripled since 2019.
Thanks, Deshaun. Unfortunately, from where I'm standing here and also at WJC, I'm really unable to answer the reason as to why it was doubled. You said tripled? I think it was doubled. Why it was increased, I really can't answer. I mean, we can seek to get some clarity on the matter for you, but it's not something I have an answer for at this time. We can't answer.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Ajuda. There is a question asking, are there any events happening for students this year? So as I would have stated earlier, from the campus council side of things, student leadership, we do have a number of activities still on for students. Even though we are, in the COVID-19 pandemic, it is important for us to be resilient as a people, as Dr. Prendergast would have rightly said earlier on, and we understand the importance of adapting. So what we would have done, we have a number of online capacity building workshops. We also have entertainment that is on for students as well. So at this point, we are still in the planning phase for us to execute the annual Mr. and Miss UWI pageant. We have the WJC Fit, which is a workout session that is on for students, and it is open to students that may be a part of the Mona campus or anybody who would like to participate. We still have activities going on under the mental health campaign, which is a year-long campaign that was designed by myself in collaboration with the Public Relations Office and by extension the Campus Council, that seeks to address issues relating to mental health when it comes on to the Guild of Students at the UWI Mona Western Jamaica campus, and by extension the UWI Mona, as well as we have circulated information so that it reaches our staff members as well, because even though as a campus council we have direct responsibility for the Guild of Students, we believe that the administration are the persons who are placed to serve us, and as such, if we see any way, shape or form which we can assist them in carrying out their duties, then we'll go ahead and do so, because it is for the betterment of your student experience at the UWI Mona Western Jamaica campus. So those are a few of the initiatives that we have planned from this side in terms of students' participation and events for this academic semester and year. So I'm also seeing another question which is related to the one that was raised earlier. It was saying that can a student be removed from a class because their camera is not on? And as Ms. Ajuda would have said earlier, it must have been some miscommunication, so there are ongoing investigations, and as soon as she is able to provide a final response as to the way forward, then students will be informed of same. All right, I'm seeing another question that is asked, why are lecturers not obligated to record classes?
Across faculties, there are different regulations or policies across faculties. So varying faculties handle teaching and learning as it sees best. However, this is something that we are going to be looking at. Could you identify the course for us so that we can do some investigations to see what is really happening? Because at this point, we really would want to see if we can get that resolved for you. There are various cases for which students are not able to access live, so as best as we can facilitate in resolving this matter for you, we'd want to do that.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Ajoda. And the next question that was posed was, why is it that multiple students are receiving a FA grade due to the fact that lecturers can't open their exam scripts?
I'm aware of one course that had such issue from the Department of Economics for the last set of exams. There was a technical difficulty on that course, and it should be resolved by the end of this week. But I'm hearing from your guild councils that there was another course, International on Trub, that I was not aware of, but I'm sure that it is also being resolved. There were some technical challenges from the examination side where lecturers were unable to download the scripts for students, but they're all being worked on. Thank you.
All right, so the next question is, when will the WJC students be able to register for Psych 1006?
Actually, that matter I thought was resolved. I am going to be looking into that matter. I saw the student who posted that in the chat. I know he was in conversations with our information technology persons, so I really thought that was resolved. I don't believe it's a whole-scale issue. It seemed to be restricted to a few students or one or two students, so I will look into that and see if I can have that resolution for you and for anyone else affected.
The next question that was posed would have been, are there any more laptops available for loan for students? So if you can, there are laptops on loan, so the campus would have attained a few laptops. You can go through the library, so that is to go to the UWI WJC branch of the library, and you can let them know that you are in need of a laptop to complete your studies for this academic semester, and you will be able to get one of those devices to get gain access to your classes, and then that will definitely lead to you completing your examinations, etc. So at this point, I'm taking the time to remind students that if you have any questions, you can go ahead and post those in the chat, because we are here to answer your questions and concerns today and always, but this is now your opportunity to speak directly to members of the UWI WJC administration for those issues to be addressed. Our question is, what are the hours for the WJC bursary? And I'll allow Ms. Coote to answer this question.
Hi, afternoon, everyone. The bursary office is open from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m.
Thank you very much, Ms. Coote, and I believe it must be noted that there is a break at the UWI bursary between the hours of 11:30 a.m. main office, that is not only the bursary, 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. All All right, so at this point in time, while the students are maybe typing their questions, I'll be asking the different administrative officers if there's anything else that they think that students, any information that they think students should be privy to that may not be mainstream. So at this point, I'm asking Ms. Shadeene Coote if you have anything from the UWI bursary that you'd like to inform students of.
Okay, good afternoon again. For installment plan is open for this semester, and students are required to pay 20% of the tuition for the semester in order to apply. So once you have registered for your courses for the semester and you have paid the 20% of the fees, then you can log into BUS and apply for the installment plan, which goes up to May. Right, so I know that was meals, but just giving a refresher. Gave the opening hours earlier. That also applies to the cashier, where you can come, and please note, just a reminder that we do not accept cash. So we have had cases where we had a few students who came with cash. You need to have a manager's check, a debit, or a credit card. For students on SLB at this point, you need to be E in order to register for your courses. If you're at a status A, B, or C, SLB to find out what is happening and to have the issue resolved. We can't help you at a status D. So for right now, those are the main.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Coote. So we have another question that was posed in the YouTube chat, and that is, why aren't the students being notified when the university experiences technical difficulties? And that the examples given were course containers. Students had to be calling their specific departments, and no email was sent.
Thanks, Sean. First, let me apologize to all students who have experienced technical difficulties due to these matters since the last 2 weeks. The reason you are not notified in advance time is because we really, most times, are not aware that there is a challenge until the class is about to start. Now, this is a problem that we have been working with the Mona Information Technology Services section at Mona, with not just WJC, but the university overall, has identified it as a major challenge and is working to resolve those issues. Where we do know that there are issues, notices are sent on time or advance. So sometimes that is why it's just at the beginning of the classes when we realize that, because most times the lecturers realize they're not seeing their students, or students start to tell us. So this is why we are now encouraging students to please check in on your courses and on your links before your classes and let us know. So once again, it's something we're working on, and we're asking students to communicate with us. Yes, thank you. Oh, Psych 1006. There's a question about Psych 1006. If students will be penalized for late registration for those students who are not able to register at this point. No. I know of 1-2 students, so if there's a general listing, I'll check in with the department and we'll work on that matter and ensure that you are registered and ensure that you are not penalized for that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Ajuda. In the interim, again, while we wait on other students to send in their questions and concerns, we'll be asking if Ms. Dan Bailey from the Office of Student Services and Development has any updates that she'd like to give to the students of the UWI Western Campus. Ms. Bailey? or it seems as if we may be having some technical issues on her side. So we'll be asking Ms. Christus Tennant, who is an administrative officer, if she has any updates for the students at this time.
Good afternoon, everyone, and Happy New Year to you. I'd like to provide an update on Site 1006 as well. In addition to what I said earlier, the coordinator of the unit here for students to have access to the containers as possible. So that is being worked on. Do hope that you all will in addition to that, in addition, there need to the registration streamlines that are coming up for students. As of January 31st, will be charged to pay a late penalty for registration starting at $1,000. So we're urging all students for your courses so that we can avoid going into the penalty period. There are some students who are feedback on whether they can register for Mona streams. We've been working assiduously on getting that done, and do hope that for those of you who have made me aware that we will have those issues resolved by latest tomorrow. So we are aware of some of those cases that are outstanding. Well, for those I am aware of, I am working with other colleagues at Mona to have you have those issues resolved as soon as possible, and I'll notify you by tomorrow on your status in that regard. So those are some things that from this end I'd like you to take note of. So get going with registration. Psych 1006, as was mentioned before, is being sorted. We're not stopping you from making inquiries on the matter. Please still send your queries and concerns, but we're working very hard to resolve that issue as we realize the impact it will have on you in immediate days to come. All right, so that's what I have to report on so far. And once again, best wishes for the semester. Thank you.
Ms. Tennant for those updates. So I'll now be going back to the YouTube chat where there have been a number of questions being asked. The first of which is, why does the health cards expire at the end of May and students who are involved in the summer program are unable to use it? Is it that the UWI does not intend to cover students during that period? Ms. Ajuda?
Thank you, Deshaun. As far as I'm aware, health cards go up until July 31st, and then the new season begins from August 1. This is something I'm going to have to investigate. There was also something in the chat about health cards not, the person's health card not working at a particular clinic. Please send me that email or Deshaun privately to me or to Deshaun, and I will look on that individual case. I'll get back to the student population on the May 31st, but as far as I'm aware, the health cards ran up to July 31 for students. There was a follow-up question.
Let me just make a few comments in relation to a couple of the questions being raised. Thank you very much for responding to the health card situation, Ms. Ajuda, and for the updates that we've been getting so far. There are three areas that I've identified within the questions. Summer School Students Union and academic advising that I'll just address at this particular time. We have not really at this campus been offering summer school as we knew it for a couple of years now. But in this online environment, the fact is that it's the departments will make a decision as to what courses will be available or what academic programs they'll be offering over the summer. And as soon as the departments make those decisions, then we in our main office would provide the students with that information. So at this particular time, I'm not aware that there is any decision about what courses will be offered, but as soon as those decisions are made, you'll be informed. But generally speaking, we do not currently have summer school courses being offered at the WJC. The big issue in question in relation to the Students' Union, I wish I could say, yes, you will be given a designated student union space. Yes, you will be. At this particular point, we are not yet certain as to what that space would be. But just know that the council been working with us in administration to identify such space and to put in place or to identify the resources as well to make sure that that space is a workable space for you. So between ourselves, the council and the Office of Student Services and Development, it is an issue that we are working assiduously on to make sure that once we return to a space within which we are comfortable engaging in the physical world, so to speak, that you will still have such facility available to you. So Deshaun and myself and the manager for student services, that's one of the items consistently on our agenda, and we're working to address that. In terms of academic advising, that's a very, very important part of the student experience, and certainly in terms of the culture of student success that we promote here at WJC. Academic advising happens within the faculties and within the academic departments. And in the normal course of things, a student would actually be assigned an academic advisor. If you do not know your academic advisor, and this may be new information to a lot of students, but under normal circumstances, the student should at least have a sense of where to get academic advising. Certainly here at the WJC, all the coordinators, all the academic coordinators from the different departments provide some level of academic advising. So I would say to you, speak directly to your academic coordinators, and they will assist you in you receiving the kind of academic advising that's necessary for you. Especially if you are in your final year, by now you should at least have been you should have been clear as to where you are in your program, so that doing credit checks, for example, you would have done that already. Well, we hope you would have done that already, but it's important for you to at least, certainly at this stage, to know where you are in terms of your program of study. And so I say to you, speak directly to your academic coordinators and let them guide you as to the best way for you to access academic advising. So I just wanted to cover those three matters just now. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much for those updates, Dr. Prendergast. I believe Ms. Bailey is now back with us, and as such, I'll pose this question to her. Is there a way for part-time students to join extracurricular activities? And is there any public speaking and leadership clubs or societies available at the UWI Western Jamaica campus? as well as you can go ahead, Ms. Bailey, and give any other updates outside of this question that was posed.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Cook. I hope everyone is hearing me quite clearly. Could you confirm if you're able to hear me? Are you able to hear what I'm saying? Is anyone able to? Okay, great. Okay. So thank you very much for that question. I want to use this opportunity to welcome back all students. I am committing to you that we are here to support you. We also value student success. And as of such, the Office of Student Services and Development is here to give you the requisite support in that regard. As it relates to leadership clubs and extracurricular activities, there was a communication that was sent out via Mona messaging to all students. We're going to resend that flyer again with all the details as it relates to the Office of Student Services and Development. Now, as it relates to the leadership clubs, we have the Emerging Leaders Program, and our first session for this semester was actually held this afternoon at 12 p.m. So I'm sorry you were not able to be a part of that, but we will ensure that the communication goes out so that you are very much knowledgeable about it when they meet in the next 2 weeks. So yes, we do have a range of developmental programs and activities throughout the semester. You can make contact with our office, 876-971-4783. We're also opened from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. each day. And you can send an email to student.serviceswjc. So that is student.services.wjc.edu.jm. And again, we will send out our flyer with all the programs and activities offered by the Office of Student Services and Development, so you can be reminded of our commitment to you as it relates to helping you to navigate academic pursuits. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your input, Ms. Bailey. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to state that we also do have a part-time and commuting representative on the UWI Mona Western Jamaica Campus Council. So if it is ever a case where because we're open to suggestions, and if you feel as if there are any suggestions as to how you believe that that individual can better serve you, or as a council we can better serve you, then we are open to your suggestions. We'll now be moving to the next question, which is why will nursing students not be provided with transportation for clinical rotation from the clinical site for the 7 to 3 shift and to the site for the 2 to 10 shift?
Thank you again, Deshaun. UWI, this is a departmental matter, and UWI will be addressing their students and will be working with them. That was the latest information we had coming from our academic staff meeting this morning. So students, please look out for communication from Mrs. Brown. She will be getting back to you on that matter. There's also a question in the chat about why will there not be any summer school. Let me emphasize the point that for summer school generally for the Faculty of Social Sciences, Humanities and Education, Science and Technology, those summer schools in these faculties are not compulsory. What Director Prendergast was saying is that at WJC we would not be having WJC sections of courses. However, summer school, once available through your faculties and departments at Mona, will be available to you. And actually, through that process, you would be exposed to a wider range of courses and the opportunities would be greater. Now for UWI Sun does not have summer school technically, but a summer semester, and it's called summer, not summer school. So for registration, financial purposes, billings, please be aware of that, UWI Sun students. It's a summer semester. It's treated differently from the different faculties, and your registration, billing, everything is different. And yeah, that's summer. And for you, it's usually from second to fourth year is compulsory. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Ms. Ajuda. So at this point, I'll be calling on Ms. Sandra Stubbs from the library if she has any updates to give to the students of the UWI Western Campus at this time.
Thank you, Campus Chair. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I being heard?
I'm clear.
All right, thanks. Yes, I want to say welcome or welcome back to the students as well. It's still the month of January, so I think I can say Happy New Year. We at the library are part of the team that seeks to make sure you're successful. Which really is not just words, we take student success close to our hearts at WJC. So we want to let you know that the library remains open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If for any reason anybody's interested in Saturday opening, you let us know. And if it's viable, then we will look at that as a pilot in February. Please make use of our Ask a Librarian or Chat with a Librarian feature on our website, Kayako. Somebody's manning it from 9 to 7 p.m., but you can also leave an offline message and an email and we'll respond to you. So make sure you use that feature. And also look for us on our social media pages. We have a YouTube channel, Mona Telegram at Mona Library, same thing for Facebook and Twitter. What are for training sessions? We had UWI training last, some of you attended. But don't be shy if you're not sure how to use the database or the catalog to shout out to us either in person or online. We are embedded in foundation courses in terms of tutorials, and those will be held virtually. And if anyone listening or know of anyone who has any overdue library, return them so that you're not you don't have any fines on your records going forward, because they will stay there until they're paid. The protocols are in place in the library. Thank you for observing them. And I am here for questions if there are any.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stubbs. At this point, I am not seeing any more questions in this YouTube chat. And I am taking this opportunity to remind you that the Campus Council is here to serve you. I have sent my email in the YouTube chat in regards to the issues that were raised earlier. You can go ahead and send me an email at uwjc.campuschairperson@gmail.com, and I will be more than happy to follow up on those issues for you. So I hope that this session was able to be somewhat insightful, and we would have provided answers to the questions and concerns that you would have had. It was good to have our campus director in our presence, as well as all members from his office, as well as Ms. Diane Bailey, who is the manager for the Office of Student Services and Development, as well as a number of other campus councillors that were present in the chat and monitoring the questions that were sent. Special thanks is also extended to our IT team and Mr. Andrew Hewitt for putting on this session for us so that it could be streamed live via YouTube. So at this point, I'm seeing. All right, so I'm seeing another question. If we can take this one before we go. Final question. Thanks for answering. All right, let me move straight to the question. Are there any facilitations being made to have face-to-face classes for the social sciences especially for courses with calculations such as accounting?
Thank you, Deshaun. Unfortunately, for this semester, under the COVID protocols, there are no plans in place for any face-to-face classes for the Faculty of Social Sciences. The only face-to-face classes with specific regulations are for the lab sciences. Students are, however, free to use our facilities if they want under the guidelines of physical distances as well as sanitization protocols. But to answer the question, really, no face-to-face classes for the Faculty of Social Sciences. Right, so you can speak directly to your teacher to see if any arrangements can be made, but for faculty or departmental decisions, that will not happen, but individual arrangements certainly could happen. All right, thank you.
All right, so thank you very much to the Guild of Students for joining us in our first virtual town hall meeting. I again take this opportunity to remind you that if there are any concerns, feel free to reach out to me via email at uwjc.campuschairperson@gmail.com, as was raised in the YouTube chat earlier. And at this point, I'd like to say that this is where we end our virtual session. You can look forward to communicating with myself and the rest of the Campus Council, as well as different members of administration for the rest of this academic semester and even going forward into other academic years. Thank you.